Good day, Junior Techie. This is Mrs. DeMalon speaking, and today we are going to look at Activity 5, but more specifically the cash receipts from debtors and the discount allowed recorded in the CRJ, the credit purchases in the debtors journal, and the debtors allowances in the debtors allowance journal. So this activity also asks for posting, but I'm going to split this activity into two videos. So in this video, we're only going to look at the journaling, and in the next video, activity 5B, I'll focus on the posting. So if we look at the information, JT Traders, and they ask us in 5.1 to do the cash receipts journal, the debtors journal, and the debtors allowance journal. And we're going to have to go through transaction by transaction. So we're going to decide beforehand which colors I'm going to use to indicate what transaction goes to which journal. So cash receipts journal will be the color of money, green. Debtors journal will be orange or yellowish, and that will be your debt. And then debtors allowance journal will be the allowance or the discount we give to them, which is an expense to us as a business. Then the transactions, so let's go through. Remember your keywords. I'm going to go through this quickly, and if you can't remember, please refer back to your theory booklet. The first one, cash sales. Obviously, hopefully by now, you know that cash sales go into the CRJ. Day 4, sold goods on credit, and we issued an invoice number D45. So that means that will be a debtors journal entry for both of those transactions, and the first invoice is D45. So Van der Merwe will get the next invoice number, which will be D46. Then C. Van der Merwe paid 23,000 Rand less 5% directly into our bank account. So that is a cash receipts transaction. Cash sales, yet again, cash receipts transaction. A. Naidu settled her account by making a direct deposit into our bank account. That is CRJ. And then Zwane returned some of the goods which he bought from us on the 4th. So that is a return, and a credit note C191 was issued. Now, just more specifically to some transactions, if they say that C. Van der Merwe paid 23,000 Rand less 5%. So he didn't pay 23,000, he paid 23 less 5%. So 23 is what he owed, but he got 5% discount. So how do we work it out? 23,000 times 5 over 100 gives us discount of 1,150. So if he paid 23 less the discount, he would have paid 23,000 minus 1,150, which is then 21,850. Then the next one, Naidu settled her account by making a direct deposit in the bank of 6,000 Rand. So 6,000 Rand is what she paid, but owed 6,440. So there's a difference, and that difference is equal to your discount of 440 Rand. Then, continuing with the transactions, the first day 10 then, C. Van der Merwe claimed an allowance for shop soiled stock supplied to him, and a credit note for 79 Rand was issued by the owner. So, debtors allowance journal. Naidu bought shop soiled stock on credit for 3,240 Rand. So that's the invoice amount, 3,240. But the original price was 5,300. That's sort of irrelevant because we are now selling it marked 3,240. So we're selling it at a discount. So what the original selling price is technically irrelevant in this transaction. Then the cost price is still 3,900 Rand. It's not going to change all of a sudden. That is what you bought it for, and that is the price that is fixed. It doesn't change. So the cost price does not change, even if you sell it at a discount. Then day 18, cash sales, and Zwane transferred 7,200 Rand directly into the bank account. He was allowed 10% discount on this payment. So Both is C or J transactions. Day 24, Van der Merwe bought goods for 4,500 Rand. He paid 25% cash and the rest was taken on credit. So the cash part, the 25% will be C or J and the rest, the 75%, will be debtors journal. Now, receipts. Naidu paid 3,000 Rand in part payment of his account, issued a receipt, CRJ, and the last one, cash sales, quite obviously, CRJ. More specific transactions, Zwane, he paid 7,200 Rand and he was allowed 10% discount. So the payment amount, the 7,200 Rand, is equal to 90%. So to get the discount, I want to have to say what I want over what I have. I want 10%, I have 90%, times the Rand value of 7,200 gives us discount of 800 Rand. Then day 24, I have to split 25.75 for the sales price and the cost of sales price, because 25% must be recorded in the cash receipts journal and 75% in the debtors journal. And I just split the cost price 25.75 the same way I split the sales price 25.75 to have the equal cost of that 25% or 75% recorded next to its selling price. And then the part settlement, remember if it's a part settlement, no discount will be recorded. So if we now look at the cash receipts journal, and I'm not going to fill this in line by line. By now you should be able to know how it works, but I'll bring your attention to a few things. So first of all, the first transaction on day 3 is a sales transaction. So when we record sales or cash sales, the details is always CRR and the document is CRR, the details is sales. We'll go to analysis of receipts. Now the analysis of receipts is like your till. So all cash received must go into your analysis of receipts. And CRR tells you, according to that, or CRR stands for cash receipts or cash register roll. So in other words, the receipt coming from your cash register. So if it's CRR, it has to go into your cash register, which is similar to your analysis of receipts column. Then at the end of the day, we bank. What was it for? Sales. And then you record the cost of sales for each transaction so that we can record or calculate profit easily at a glance. Then bank statement, day 7 is where C. Van der Merwe paid the account directly into our account. And now you must notice direct payment is bank statement for the document number. It skips analysis of receipts because it was a direct deposit. The amount goes straight into my bank account. Now the layout of this CRJ splits the debtors control column between a receipts column and a discount allowed column. Now if it's split like this, the receipts column is what did we receive in cash from the debtor, and then it will be the same as the bank value. And then the discount allowed is the discount allowed value. But remember, if they give it to you in a different format, the bank amount is usually the amount after discount. If they don't give you a receipts column and only label it as a debtors control column, then that debtors control must be the total on the invoice, total owed, and the discount will always just be the percentage discount in Rand value. So please note in your answer booklet that I've managed, or I showed you both layouts of the cash receipts journal, the debtors receipts discount split, or just the debtors control column and the discount allowed column. So please go look at that. The difference is that when we have a debtors control column, we won't record 21,850, but we'll record the total owed of 23,000 Rand. So, continuing, the next transaction, cash sales, quite straightforward. So, in other words, we just record it as a normal sale. It goes to analysis again, bank and sales, and then cost of sales recorded there. Then Naidu paid his account by paying 6,000 rand in settlement of his account. Remember, he owed 6,440, so there's a 440 rand discount that we need to record. Then we have another cash sales transaction, quite straightforward, on the 18th, and this is the little block to your right now. Then on day 18 as well, Zwane paid his account 7,200 rand by depositing directly into our account, and he was allowed 10% discount. So he paid 90%. That's the 7,200. And then working back, we get the 800 rand discount. Then Van der Merwe, there was two parts to this transaction, the 25-75 split between cash and credit. So we record the 25% cash sale here. So cash register roll to see Van der Merwe, 1,125 rand goes into analysis, bank and sales, and then we split the cost of sales as 25-75 as well, and we get 850 for the costs of sales here. Then Naidu paid as part settlement of his account, so therefore no discount recorded, and we only record the 3,000 rand. Be very careful. In this case, they say received cash from Naidu. So it wasn't a direct transfer, and if we received cash, it has to go to our analysis of receipts column as well. And then the last one, straightforward, cash sales transaction. And all you need to do to finish your journal is to total up at the bottom. Then we look at the next journal. So we take the transactions again. Now we're going to look at all the yellow highlighted transactions. Remember, when we have the document number, we refer to the invoice number. The folio reference is the debtors ledger account number, and that is given to you in the debtors list. And then the sales amount is the total on the invoice, and cost of sales is either given or it needs to be calculated with a markup. So on day 4, we had transactions, wrong button. So on day 4, we had two transactions, S. Zwane and then C. Van der Merwe, and we just posted normally 5,600 in sales for Zwane, and the cost of that was 4,177 rand. Van der Merwe, then 1,087 rand, and the cost of sales given to us there 762. Then on day 15 to your right, Naidu bought slightly shop spoiled stock on credit for 3,240. The original selling price is 5,300, but remember, we do not record the original selling price because we are selling it at a discount. So 3,240 is the amount on the invoice. That is what we record. The cost of sales, as I said previously, does not change. That is the price that you paid when you bought it. It cannot all of a sudden be less. It will still be the price that you bought or paid for it originally when you bought it. So it stays the same at 3,900 rand. And then the last one is the split again, where Van der Merwe took 75% on credit. So the 3,375 rand is 75% of the 4,500 rand of that transaction. And then the 2,550 rand is the 75% of the cost price recorded for that transaction. And then all you need to do is add up and total your columns. Then the last journal is our debtors journal, and there's only two transactions. The debtors allowance journal. Only two transactions there, and that is the red ones highlighted at the bottom. Zwane returned some of the stock which he bought on the 4th. 450 rand is the value of the stock, and the cost price is 338 rand. And we have to record the cost of sales because we have stock that came back into our business. Then on day 10, Van der Merwe claimed an allowance because of shop soiled stock, but he kept the stock. So 79 rand is recorded, but we do not record cost of sales because no stock was returned to the business. And then you add up and you total. So that is the journals for you. And I hope that this is more clear now, and we know which keywords to look for each specific journal. The next activity is still activity 5, but we'll continue in the next video, and I will focus on posting to the general ledger and the debtors ledger. Have a very good day. Bye-bye.